Welcome to MrGoetz's Flipped Classroom. Today we're going to be looking at something in Adobe Premiere, and Premiere is for editing video. So what you see down here is some icons. The icons may be very tiny on your screen. Who knows? But what I do know is you can go up to the magnifying glass here and then start to type in Premiere, P-R-E-M-I-E-R-E, and it shows up right here. Never drag this icon anywhere. Double click on it. And if that doesn't do anything, double click over here. If that doesn't do anything, maybe click this, maybe double click right there. So you have to poke and see lots of times when you're working with technology to try a different way. And when working with Adobe Premiere, what you're going to find out is people do things in different ways. So what we're going to look at is this video that just disappeared right here. So I can search this by date modified, and what it's going to show me is some of the most recent files that we've been working on, which is cool here. And this is the one we're going to look at here. So the one that says James, February 6th, and then there's two videos. What is here is two camera angles. It's two people sitting down for an interview, and this camera has both the interviewer and the interviewee, and this camera has the interviewee only. So let's see what's happening with Premiere. So lots of times I have students say, I clicked on Premiere, but it didn't open. You see this down here? Click on it once. It is open right now. So we're going to do a new project. And then this project is going to be James Feb 6. And then we're going to browse where we want to save it. And to stay organized here, we're going to go to the hard drive that's connected. So the external hard drive's connected. And it's going to let us find it in here. Again, search by kind of date modified, search by date modified. We see James right here. It's going to be in the root folder at the top here. So it's going to be in AVP2 James. That's the project name. This is where we're saving. And I'm going to say, okay. So what we're going to attempt to do with this project is get the editing started. I'm not going to edit all of it. Your first step, well, let's look at this screen here. The big things on the screen are your bin for your assets. Your assets could be video, photos, or audio. And then here's your sequence. Your sequence is also known as your timeline, and that's where you're going to lay things out. So we need to import some things into the bin. So it actually just found the folder because whatever, it's a recent folder. I'm going to click on Cam 1 on the folder and say import. A mistake I see people do is they double click and then they drill down and then look for individual files. But camera 1 is right here. Make a little bit more space. Double click on camera 1, we see the two shots. Now what I'm going to do is go back to the project. So this is the project bin, and then this is another bin right here called, it's a folder, camera 1. I'm going to click off it. This is another common mistake, because if you import with this selected, it's going to import into this bin. I'm going to make another one. I'm just going to click over here. I'm going to do File, Import, and I'm going to go back for that second, okay, camera 2, right here. Going to click Import. Very nice. So we got camera 1 and camera 2. Let's see what's on camera 1. So we're going to drag the clip over. If it prompts you and says, keep existing sequence settings or change them according to your media clip, what I recommend is to take a video clip, drag it over, and change the sequence settings to match that clip. So it just depends if you have if you have footage from different cameras and different things like that. But for this project, everything came from the same camera.
And so, how y'all doing in district right now?
In district, we're 9-1 right now. We should have been 10-0.
What we have on the audio is over here, Reggie's got a lavalier microphone, and then right here, James has a microphone. And when we look at the audio, we can see there's audio on both tracks here, and then we can see audio moving over here, and it's moving independently because it's a left and a right audio track. So let's listen again and see if the left track is going higher than the right, which it should, because it looks like it's louder here in the audio waveform. So again, this one's going to be higher than this one probably.
We didn't execute the game plan very well the second time around.
Okay, so this camera had the microphones run to it. So you saw something else pop up over here. So what do we have here? So we had our original clips, and now we have something else. So this one's called H10001. This one is called H10001. So what happened is, when I made this timeline or sequence, it created a sequence in the bin that has the same name as the first clip that I dragged over. Kind of crazy, right? I'm gonna close that out, and I am going to go to, let's see if I can find this. These have the same length right here. You see these two here? So it's like, okay, is this one looks like this has been duplicated here. So this is an MP4, but this right here doesn't say MP4 at the end of it. So what that means is this is my sequence, right? So what I'm gonna do is, and the sequence is sitting in a bin, kind of sloppy media management, right? So I'm gonna go back to the top here, camera 1, camera 2, and then from here, I'm gonna do file, I'm gonna do new sequence. It asks me all these settings. I'm just gonna say okay. I don't care about those settings. This sequence is called sequence 1. I'm gonna call it the sequence. SEQUENCE. Okay, so click off of it. The sequence. Sequence is open. As I was saying about dragging footage over, we will change it to match the, so the sequence settings can be changed to match the media. The clip does not match the sequence settings, and change it. Yes. This is the same clip. It's exactly where we were before. Okay, so this is camera 1. Now I'm gonna go back over here, again being organized, click on camera 2, and camera 2 has 2 clips. So what this is this person is Reggie. Reggie's here. So again, we had 2 cameras. One has the interviewer, interviewee. The other camera has the interviewee only. So what we see here is it's just on Reggie only. Look at the difference in audio. This audio seems to be like it's got more kind of spikes in it, whatnot, more contour to it. This seems more flat. What that means is this is the good audio from the microphones that they're wearing. This is audio that was just using the built-in microphone on the camera. So I'm gonna play so you can see what the difference is here. So again, this is the good audio right here.
And so, how y'all doing in district right now?
In district, we're 9-1 right now. I should have been 10-0.
That's the good audio. This is from the built-in microphone. So it does sound a little bit boomy, but yeah. So here's what we're going to do. So we like this audio. We don't like this audio. What I'm going to do is take these clips like this, drag it up. So this is audio, this is video, this is video, this is audio, this is video, this is audio. Drag this guy over here. I'm going to highlight it like this. I'm going to do a control click on it, and I'm going to say synchronize. So what synchronize does is it's going to synchronize based on audio. I'm going to use an audio mix down. I want it to look at all the audio in here and decide how that audio should be in sync. I'm going to say okay, right there, and I'm going to play it again here. Now this has the built-in audio, and then it also has the good audio we like. So the built-in audio, right now what I'm going to do with it is do a Command L and delete the built-in audio. I do not want that built-in audio in this project because it doesn't sound good. We want to use the microphones that we had. So I'm going to play this and see. The key is to see if this shot is in sync. So I'm going to go ahead and hide the top shot, and then we're going to see if the bottom shot is in sync.
Pretty well the second time around, but it's all right. We just got to go out and get easy on Friday.
Okay, so now what we do is we're going to see, so it's in sync. I'm going to take this audio, and it doesn't let me drag it. I don't want to drag it left or right. I want to drag it so this is kind of it. You have to kind of decide how you want to have your project laid out. But what I'm going to do is put the interviewee on top and then drag this guy down. Let's see if it'll let me do it. See, this one doesn't matter because I have all 3 clips. I've got 2 clips of video, 1 clip of audio. So drag that like that. Drag this. So go left and right. Okay. Okay, so now what we have is our audio that we like is in the top track, and everything is just organized here. So I'm going to see where the interview starts. That's another thing. We had a clap for a sync. So in the old days, you would have to use a synchronization that's both audio and visual, which was his clap right there. Okay, let's see where the interview starts.
Going into this season. So,
Reggie, 24.
your name.
Reggie.
Number and position.
So I'm going to hit the blade here, hit the blade. So what I did was hit B on the keyboard. So B brings up the razor blade. You can also, B brings up the razor blade if you have the keyboard shortcut set to Final Cut. I've used Final Cut for so long that that's what I set it to. So I'm going to say, okay, you can also click on the blade over here. So when you do the blade, you have to get both video tracks and you have to get that audio track. I'm going to go back to the arrow tool, drag a box, and then just hit delete.
Reggie, 24. Power forward.
So it looks like I was a little bit sloppy in making that cut. I'm going to go back to the arrow tool and then delete those little boxes.
Reggie, 24. Power forward.
So, Reggie.
I am now going to put it on the shot where it's got both of them. So this is how the interview starts.
Reggie, 24. Power forward.
So, Reggie.
I don't like that voice pop right there. I think that James does. So the way I'm going to get that out, watch this. I'm going to do the blade. I'm going to do blade. And I'm going to do blade like this. I'm going to go back to the arrow tool. I'm going to take this and drag a box around it. Hit delete on the keyboard. Take this, drag it over. N on the keyboard. N is snapping. This is snapping on. It snaps. Press N again. This is snapping off. Snapping off doesn't help sometimes. So we just hit N for the keyboard shortcut for snapping, and I think up here snapping is also something you can turn on and off. But snapping is a huge helpful thing to have. So let's see what it looks like now if we still hear that vocal pop from James.
Power forward.
So,
There was a little bit of a jump there I didn't like. So when we zoom in, we can see that this needs to be fixed a little bit. Here we go.
Power forward.
so Reggie.
So we have Reggie talking there, then come back here for the question, then we'll come back to Reggie for the answer. Here we go.
Reggie. What were your expectations going into this season?
Coming into the season, we were just looking.
Nice. I like that eye contact he has with the camera. That was very natural. So I'm going to play this one more time, and then we're done.
Power forward.
Take it from the beginning. Press up arrow.
Reggie, 24. Power forward.
So, Reggie. What were your expectations going into this season?
Coming into the season, we were just looking just to win games.
Very nice. My name is Mr. Goetz. Thanks for hanging out with me in the Flipped Classroom.